So my next pick is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? The birds. The birds. My burning question, does Saquon have another monster year in him? We know about the skill positions. We know the monstars that they have accumulated. And the closest thing I've seen to that was my rookie year. It was Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte, Jay Cutler. These are ballers. That's the huddle that they have in Philadelphia with their guys. So we've seen it from Jalen Hurts before where he's been the guy. We've also seen it where he's done some things that make you scratch your head. The luxury of having a guy like Saquon Barkley is on those cloudy days for Jalen Hurts, you can really rely on Saquon Barkley. But my question always goes back to the health of this running back. We know how the climate is in the NFL for these long seasons for a running back, especially the offense shouldered on one guy. But luckily for him, Philadelphia has all the talent. I really want to know if the head guy is the right guy in Philly. I think they have the right guys at offensive line. They've got the pieces at the receiver position. It's that defensive turnover. It's the aging group, and it's some of the young guys that are filling in. It's definitely a blend of vets and youngsters out there. Mike, what do you see from the defense that makes me maybe feel better about the Eagles defensive unit?
Well, I think what makes me feel better is that they weren't good last year.
Yeah.
So any turnover, probably a good thing. Hard to see this defense really taking a step backwards from what they were last year because flat out they weren't good last year. And they add C.J. Gardner-Johnson at safety to this unit. They had Zach Vaughn as an off-ball linebacker, Devin White as an off-ball linebacker, Bryce Huff as a pass rusher to basically replace Hassan Reddick, who they lost. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, their first and second rounders respectively. And then, Saquon Barkley on the offensive side of the ball. But they did lose two franchise legends, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelce, DeAndre Swift, Hassan Reddick as well. Not quite as big of losses, but still losses. My burning question is the tush push, was it Kelce? Was it the rest of the line?
Was
it how they draw it up, or was it Hurts?
It's still in the playbook. But some of you guys are at home. I'm about to get my fat butt out of the chair. So Jason Kelce is about this low off the ground at the snap. The other guy's gonna be right here. Okay? That's a difference of about 6 inches. 6 inches. You can ask a lot of people, 6 inches, that's a big disparity, okay? So for Jason Kelce, being able to get under there and drive that crowbar under the door at these short yardage situations was a real X-Men ability by him. I don't know if they're going to have that luxury. I think that we're going to see more of a mash it up duo style, perhaps, in these short yardage situations. Let Saquon dictate where he's going to go based on what he sees from the front seven. We've seen it in Dallas for many years, the duo style. Power with no pullers. That's what duo is. It's double teams across the board. Asses just trying to put masses on other asses. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're going to do. It's going to be no trickeration. They're going to get up and they're going to run the ball because Lane Johnson can widen the front side. Jordan Mailata can go deuce on the backside. And they're going to have no issue there.
Yeah, I think in the pure running game, I'm not super worried about losing Jason Kelce, but it's hard to overstate how much of a weapon like that tush push was, because say it's 3rd and 2, you're converting.
Yep.
You run it twice, you're converting. You just have that confidence, and they ran it more than anyone else in the NFL, and it just truly was unstoppable. And when you get in those situations, those are ones that your run-of-the-mill average team is converting 50, 60% of the time. When you have that to make it 100% of the time, it just is.
So we got Pete's Takes is coming into the chat. Thank you for being here, Pete's Takes. Vic Fangio and Saquon Barkley will be the difference maker this year for the Eagles. You know what? I love Vic Fangio. I think that there's a confidence he can instill in a defensive group, particularly a young group that's looking to find an identity for themselves. Like the Philadelphia Eagles, they're looking to reinvent themselves defensively. They want to match the production of that offense. Vic Fangio plays no games, okay? He's old school gangster about it, and the dudes buy into his persona. Half of being a coach in the NFL is having a real personality, and people can smell this stuff on you. They love Vic Fangio, okay, because he's a real dude, and I've experienced it. I think he is a big part of this thing, Pete.
Yeah, I picked the Cowboys prior to the Jahan Dotson trade. I'm flipping that. I think the Eagles will win.
Great.
We'll get to picks a little bit later, though.